everyone, welcome back to Gapey's Fig Garden. Everything is outside, no longer in the grow room. It's been a while since I actually gave an update, so I wanted to update you all on how everything is going. I've only got these 3 figs left that are in small containers. These are probably the latest ones I started. This is the Marseille Black that I got in the mail, and they're doing okay. They've still got some roots going, but they're not looking really great. The roots are pretty brown and kind of shriveled up. There's a little bit of new roots coming out of this one, so it looks a little bit better than the other one. And then this one I have in a black container, so I can't really see the roots, but it still seems to be growing and doing okay, but they haven't been getting much new growth on them, so I'm not sure if they're going to make it or not. But all the other cuttings that I got in the mail did not make it. The roots looked a lot like this. They just started, they started out really good, really white and fat, and then they just started shriveling up and turning brown. So I'm not sure. That looks like that might happen with these guys too. I did have a few others that made it. So these are the Burgessot Greasy, and I just repotted these into 1-gallon containers yesterday. So I've got 2 of those that I actually took off of this plant down here, which I'll show in a little bit, but I wanted to show these guys first. So these are actually the only cuttings that I was really successful with, is these 2 Burgessot Greasy, and then also this Desert King. So the Desert King was a fig cutting that I got locally, so it wasn't in the mail or anything, so it was pretty fresh, and it's a really fat cutting. A lot of people have said the fatter the cutting, the more successful you'll be. So it's got 2 nice long stems coming out of it and lots of new growth coming out. But I did repot that one from a tree pot, which is those guys over there, those big tall black ones, into this, I guess this is a 2.5 gallon or maybe a 3 gallon. I think it might be 2.5. But I've had that in there for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks maybe. So it seems to be doing okay. It hasn't really had much leaf drop, I don't think, but it is getting some new leaves on both of its stems there. So I think that one will be okay. But these 2, we'll see how they do with the transplant, but they're doing okay after about 24 hours. And then these 2 here I got as already rooted fig cuttings. We've got the Burgessot Greasy. And actually it wasn't a cutting, it was a plant that was already rooted, probably maybe 2 or 3 years old. And look at that, we've got some little baby figs. So I'm excited to see if these will mature. They seem to be growing fairly well. I've been trying to keep it well fertilized. Oh, we got another big one there. So we'll see maybe by the end of the month. I'm not really sure how long it takes for these to grow, but we'll keep an eye on those and hopefully they'll reach maturity. But this one is doing really well. And then the other one I got from the same person in Seattle is this Figo Preto. And it's one that requires a greenhouse to get any ripe fruit. I'm not seeing any fruit development. I thought this little thing here was going to be a fruit, but it looks like it's just another leaf, which is kind of a weird spot for it to get more leaves, but looks like it might be trying to branch out some more. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have to wait till next year to get some fruit off of that one. And let's go over here is the Nero 600M. So this is one that I won on the RFigs forum about a month or a little bit longer ago. So that one came in the mail, already rooted in a tree pot. And I just repotted that into, I think that one's a 3 gallon. And it's got a lot of new growth. It did end up losing a lot of its original leaves, I think because I wasn't watering it well enough. But I've been watering it more now and it seems to be doing a lot better. So a lot of new growth coming out there. But I've got these in the greenhouse for now, but I'll probably move those outside. It is just starting to rain. And I do have a few more new additions, so I'll show you those. The Tacoma Violet, actually this one here came from the same person as those other 2 I just showed you. And it's got a lot of new growth, and look at this, we've got some some baby figs on that one too. But it seems like the top did something weird. It like stopped growing from the top and it's starting to branch out, but it got kind of stubby. I don't know if you could see that, but it got a little stubby spot and it got really fat. And so now it's branching out in other directions. But otherwise it looks really well. Lots of new growth on top, and I also transplanted that one into a 3-gallon container. And then I got 4 new additions, and these are already, I think they're 2-year-old, 2 or 3-year-old trees. I think they were started in 2018. But this one here is the Olympian, and it's got 3 branches on it. This branch here doesn't seem to be doing very well. This leaf is kind of getting deformed, and I don't see, looks like there might be some new growth coming out there. And then these other 2 branches are looking really well and have some new growth coming out. Some of the leaf, this leaf is a little bit deformed and it's kind of droopy, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one. But this one, I received it in a 3-gallon pot and it's still in that pot. I would like to get it repotted into a 5-gallon, but I don't have any more. So I need to get another pot so I can get that one repotted, and that may help it out a little bit. And then next we have a Kathleen's Black, and I think this might be another one that would probably require a greenhouse to ripen up. But this one is also about 3, I think it was started in 2018, but it's looking really good, has a lot of new leaves on it. I did repot this into a 5-gallon, and the leaves are a little bit droopy, I think, since I repotted it, so hopefully it snaps out of that and perks back up. But that was just repotted, I think, maybe 3 days ago. And then next we have the Ronde de Bordeaux, and these 2 both came from another person in Seattle, a very generous guy that decided to help me out since my cuttings failed so miserably. But I did have a cutting of the Ronde de Bordeaux before and ended up not making it. But this tree it's pretty monstrous, and I may try doing an air layering on this one, maybe on this branch here. But it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pretty large branches, and a couple of them are branching out at the top. I don't see any figs, surprisingly, on this one developing yet, so I'm not sure if it will get any brevas or not. But otherwise it looks really good. Now there is one more that I got from this guy, and I'll show you that one. It's the only one I've decided to plant in the ground, and it's back here in the very corner of the backyard. And this is another one I tried to root and ended up failing with. So this one is the Latarula. It's just got 1 main stem here, and I'll probably top it at some point, maybe next year, to make it branch out some more. Right now it's just got the one stem there, and it looks like it's got 1 more thinner stem that's just starting to come out there. But it seems to be doing pretty good since I transplanted it in this spot. It's been in here about, I don't know, 5 or 6 days or so. So we'll have to see how that does. I don't think it's going to produce any fruit this year, but hopefully we'll see some next year. So that is all on the fig front for now. I'll try and get another update posted next month, or at least when the fruits start maturing on some of the other varieties, and hopefully they do. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.